What is up, guys? Welcome to Friday's news segment. Good morning, Bitcoin miners, Bitcoiners alike. Welcome to Channel 256 News, where Bitcoin is always trending, mining is never boring, and our news is always faster than a 10-minute block. I'm your host, Trevor Bello. I'm here to break down the trends, the tech, and, well, let's just call them the interesting figures in crypto, all in about 10 minutes, because let's be honest, you guys have better things to listen to, so let's dive in. All right, it is Friday, November 15th, 2024. Bitcoin's chilling at about $87,650, a tiny pullback from the Bitcoin all-time high of 93K. Honestly, who's selling Bitcoin this time around? Spoiler alert, it's not me. Moving over to mining stats, we're at block height 870,332 with the network hash rate floating at 708.9 exahash. I know. What are these miners doing turning off their machines when we're on all-time high territory? Can't help them, I guess. Personally, my miners are only stopping if it's hotter than a sauna in my house, or if my wife decides to yell at me, because then I'll turn them off. But anyways, with 580 blocks left until the next difficulty adjustment, we're looking at a potential negative 1.3 adjustment. And if you're wondering about earnings, you're clocking in at about $49.61 per petahash. Not bad. Now let's dive into today's headlines. Our first story of the day, the one and only Gary Gensler, our much beloved SEC chair, yes, that was sarcasm, took to the podium recently to recap his accomplishments, which naturally included regulating everything in sight. Speculation is bubbling that he may be preparing for a grand exit, especially since President-elect Donald Trump has announced plans to replace him. I'm reminded of Trump's speech at the national conference this year when he said he would fire Gensler, and everyone cheered. I wish they would have cheered that hard for the free Ross day one announcement, but I digress. In any case, Gensler was nostalgic, reflecting on his time spent doing the people's work, otherwise known as clamping down on crypto firms. Gensler assured us that the SEC has never considered Bitcoin a security, but he reminded everyone of the 10,000 other crypto assets he's so fond of calling highly speculative. You know, Gary, that's the one thing I do agree with you on. He pointed to supposed investor harm and lack of real-world use cases, aside from speculation and some shady dealings here and there. The online chatter is he's hinting at an early exit just before Trump shows him the door. We'll be keeping an eye out, and honestly, good riddance. If you're a real miner out there, like an actual Bitcoin builder, the Mastermind Club is hosting a serious session today at 10 a.m. Central Time. We're going deep on building and developing Bitcoin mining sites and data centers. The link is in the description. And if you're not into hand holding and want to put in the real proof of work, this is for you. All right, let's keep this news train rolling. Next up, we've got Hut 8, the mining heavyweight, making some serious moves. They're adding a cool 31,145 Bitmain Antminer S21 Plus units to their arsenal, expected to land in Q1 2025. This upgrade, it'll push their self-mining capacity up by a whopping 3.7 exahash, bringing them to around 9.3 exahash, a casual 66% growth. Go big or go home, right? Hut 8 CEO Asher Ganut said that the S21 models faster payback period beats out those pricier models, making it perfect for their growth strategy. Plus, they're slashing their power consumption by 37% from 31.7 to 19.9 joules per terahash. Not to mention that they've got an option to expand up to 24 exahash by mid-2025. In short, Hut 8 is betting big on energy efficiency as they scale both Bitcoin mining and AI compute infrastructure. Let's just say they're not here to play small ball. Real quick, before we jump into our final story, I've got a quick question. Have you guys heard about the latest containerized solution, the Pod X from Greenidge? Yeah, it's the hottest new thing in metal boxes for Bitcoin mining. Seriously, they're calling it revolutionary, and I agree. Don't believe me? Watch this.
We're self-miners ourselves, and we understand a lot of the problems that a common miner out there or a common company that runs air-cooled units might experience. And we've helped a lot of other sites that use these air-cooled solutions, and we understand what you go through. Like, we understand the hot air research issues that might come with some of these solutions. Like, it's really what drove us to want to try and solve that into one solution, which is what we ended up doing.
So check out podx.bitcoinminingworld.com if you want to see this beast in action, or hit the link in the description. Enough about metal boxes, though. Let's wrap up with the final headline and get you guys out of here. With Bitcoin's price rise, miners are back in the green. Hash price, the value of 1 petahash per second, has climbed by 31.63% since November 5th, from $43.12 to $56.76 per petahash. As I mentioned before, we are down to about $49.16 per petahash. But for anyone who's counting, this is the highest it's been in 150 days, just when you thought halvings would hurt. Since the last halving slashed rewards by 50%, miners have responded by pushing up the network's hash rate by a casual 84.94 exahash. Transaction fees are running about 19 satoshis per byte, around $2.43 a transaction, keeping the cash flowing nicely. And while an upcoming November 18th difficulty retarget is likely to be a minor adjustment, the steady flow of more advanced ASIC models is keeping the hash rate strong above 700 exahash. Manufacturers like MicroBT, Canaan, Bitmain, and Auradine are delivering the goods, with ASICs boasting better efficiency, squeezing out maximum performance per joule. Thanks to this tech, miners are cashing in on the Bitcoin momentum, keeping their operations humming even as they wait for the next big Bitcoin jump. And I'm sure that will come in the next few days. We've got to see 100K before Thanksgiving, right? Well, that is all from me today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to channel 256, where we break it down for you so you don't have to. Be sure to subscribe, stay informed, and remember, stack sats, stay solvent, and keep those miners running. Catch you guys next time on channel 256, where Bitcoin news is always one block ahead.